Greetings, everyone. It is Tanya, and I'm so grateful to connect with you all today, and I hope you're all having a beautiful day. I had the most amazing morning, just out working in my garden, planting an herb garden, and just spending time in nature. It was awesome. So I hope you all got some time to go connect with nature today, because at least where I live in the Vancouver area, in the Northwest, it's just absolutely gorgeous today. Um, so basically, I'm feeling led today to talk to you all and share what I've learned as far as the magic behind the laws of attraction. And I just taught a workshop this weekend, and I've taught many workshops, over the years about laws of attraction. But recently, I was brought deeper awareness of how to tune into the parts of our life that are kind of sabotaging our goals. Because I feel like a lot of you that I meet and talk to, you have done a lot of the positive affirmations, you've gone to meditation class, you've practiced with positive visualizations, and sometimes maybe get a little results and then something just glitches, you get stuck again, you're back into the land of lack. You're back worrying and stressing and creating what you don't want. And so the first thing I'll share today is that if you can completely be accountable for your energy and completely be accountable for your own creation, and if you look out of your eyes and look around you right now at the environment that you're living in, the situation that you're in, and realize that you have co-created it. No one else has. Nobody else is to blame for your situation. And it's not even you to be blamed, but you are the powerful creator of the situation. And the reason I point that out is because I feel one of the first steps to empowerment and to manifesting our true goals and dreams is to realize we are powerful, to realize that we are co-creating it, and then we choose consciously what we want to create rather than, for years, if you were in a role of being a victim and feeling like the world was against you, the government's out to get you, your neighbors are out to get you, whatever it is that has happened in the past, if you were in that state of feeling like a victim, it really took away your power. It was like you gave your power away, and that didn't really help you. It didn't really serve you as far as creating what you want. So what I'm going to talk about today is there's two layers of manifestation magic, let's call it. The first layer that I feel like a lot of people focus about, there's like books like The Secret or The Vortex, which is the book on the laws of attraction, um, by I think Esther and Jerry Hicks. It's a really great book as well. There's many books out there about the laws of attraction, and most of them focus on the positive affirmations, the visualization, creating a vision board, all the parts of like what I like to refer to as the pixie dust. It's the pixie dust that you sprinkle on top. And that is really powerful and it's very magical. However, I feel that many of you aren't aware of what is blocking you. And so that's what we're going to focus on today. And as a soul coach and as an intuitive healer, that's what I help my clients with. I help them tune into those energetic patterns that they're not seeing. And it's really helpful to work with a coach or a mentor because they're going to have that ability to look in and really observe your energetic patterns. They're going to be able to tune in to that unconscious part that is the dialogue inside of you and the external dialogue that you'll say out loud but not catch sometimes. So I encourage you to really value your mentors and your teachers and go to them and work with them and not just go for one session and then think everything's going to magically change in your life, but really go and work with them and let that be a priority in co-creating your whole new movie. So, make use of those teachers and really, tune into what they're going to share with you because they're going to help you, they're going to hold you accountable, they're going to help you tune in and see the stuff that you're not going to catch as easily on your own. Now, you absolutely can catch it, and as we get more conditioned to move with that mindfulness and that awareness, we have that powerful ability to catch our stuff and go, whoa, what was that thought that I just had that said I'm not good enough or that I'm, not smart enough or whatever the limitation is that we catch. that is, we have that possibility and that ability to check into that, but sometimes it takes a little bit of help to get to that place because we've been so used to being over in this conditioned land of lack. We've been listening to it our whole lives. We've been, maybe many of us, surrounded by people who talked about the lack, who talked about the limitations, who talked about the rules, the control. And to get across that bridge, I always refer to that five sensory place and then crossing to six sensory. That takes a little time, a little patience. It's a process. So, working with a soul coach, an intuitive coach, can really help you with that. So, what I'm going to talk about today, and I would love for you to write in with your questions and comments, and especially those of you that have manifested abundance and you've really enjoyed what I love to refer to as the art of calling it forth. You've learned that you are powerful and that you can call things to you. You can manifest and co create what you desire. I would love to hear from you. So if you have stories, call in because you may not understand that how that it can be very powerful for those that are listening to hear your story. So please call in. Um, First thing we'll focus on is with the laws of attraction, there's the aspect of the unconscious part of you. A lot of us, like I said, we're focused on the conscious parts. Like I wake up and I say my I am statements. I am powerful. I am successful. I am deserving. I am worthy. And that's the conscious part that we're putting out into the world. We're speaking it. We might be journaling, writing in our journal, I'm ready for my dream home, or I'm ready to call in the love of my life, whatever it is. That is the conscious part that we're aware of. The unconscious part that we need to be aware of is the just as powerful part of yourself that is counter it's basically counteracting all the good you're putting out. You're putting out this good energy, you're putting out this positive vibration, you have enthusiasm, and then there's this unconscious part of yourself that's blocking you. It's just keeping you stuck. So, for example, let's say that you really want to have more financial abundance. You want to have more money. And so you're thinking, I want more money and I'm going to write it in my journal and I'm going to say my I am statements. I am wealthy. But then there's this part of you, the unconscious part of you, that thinks that money is evil or that money is going to destroy your life. It will destroy your relationships, or, money is the root of all evil. We've heard that, through religion being shared that it's evil. And so if you were raised to believe that, and that's a thought that you hold unconsciously, that thought is working just as powerfully as your positive affirmations. So what you do is you're putting out all this energy, and then there's this unconscious part that just blocks you. You just slam into that iceberg, you get nowhere. So my goal is to help you to understand and to tune into that unconscious aspect of yourself and to start really tuning into it so that you can clear it. Now, this 1 hour show may help you do that completely, or you may feel led to call me and work with me as a soul client, a soul coaching client, or receive or clearing help. Whatever you feel is necessary, you need to honor that and really tune into that. And it's important that we look at that part of ourselves because it is powerful. I was working with a client this weekend in my workshop. She is 70 years old, and we were talking about the unconscious parts. And so I was tuning into her because I sensed a wounded inner child, and I sensed that it was from really young and that she had really believed she was not worthy. So as I was tuning into her vibrationally and asking her questions, she remembered vividly this memory of her being around 5 or 6 years old and just remembering this moment where her mother got really angry at her and she felt like she failed her mother and that she was a bad girl and that she wasn't good enough. Now, to that mother on that same day, that event maybe was insignificant. That mother might have just been frustrated and, not thinking about what she was saying and moved on with her day. But to that child looked out of the eyes and saw the situation from a 5 year old's point of view, which told her, I'm not good enough. I'm a bad girl. I messed up. And so she took that internally, internalized it for the rest of her life. And then now, sitting at my table in a workshop, age 70, we're working on clearing that. And as we were, she felt a shift and she was like, wow, things are going to be different from now on. And we did some mirroring work and some work one-on-one to help her clear that. But the reason I'm saying that is that this woman lived her whole entire life feeling as if she was not good enough, as if she, was a bad girl. And that energy was very real to her vibrationally. It was in her cellular memory. And so, even though maybe some people would think, just get over it, it wasn't a big deal, to a child, we take this stuff in and we hold on to it, and it can really affect our lives in the big picture. So that's what we're going to tune in today is that the unconscious aspects that kind of keep us sabotaged, keep us stuck, keep us suffering. And we're wanting to go into those places of infinite possibilities. I know that all of you tuning in, there's something you're desiring, or you wouldn't have even tuned in. There's some part of you that wants to manifest. Maybe it's your dream job, or you want to call forth the love of your life, or live in the, beautiful location on the planet that you've dreamed of living all your life. And so, whatever it is, know that it is absolutely possible and available to you, but there may be parts of the unconscious aspects of you that are blocking that from happening. So if you can at least be open to that concept and then be open and willing to do the work to clear that, we could have profound shifts in no time. And literally, I've seen clients and myself included, I'll just share a story from my own perspective. There has been times like I remember wanting to have a beautiful home, and I had left a 20-year marriage and I was renting a room, and I was just kind of in my cocoon phase, just meditating a lot and listening and just kind of, what am I doing now? Like, what now? And what I like to refer to that part of our life when many of us go through these big changes, it's kind of like you took your Etch-a-Sketch and you shook it and it's just all empty, and there's this clear Etch-a-Sketch waiting to be created upon, or a blank canvas. If you're a painter, you can imagine you have that blank canvas. And there was this time that I was just in that place, and I was like, I went into nature, I'm doing some yoga and teaching a class out in nature, and all of a sudden I realized I want to have a beautiful home. I want to be able to offer my workshops in my home and have a healing room and have an art studio. And so I kind of visualized what I wanted. And then I went home and I wrote it in my journal. And I was very clear, told my angels exactly what I was ready for. And then I just shut the journal and put it aside. And I knew I was ready. I was worthy. I had done my clearing work. I had done the processing of all that stuff that made me feel I wasn't worth enough. That had been done. And a couple days later, I'm with a friend and we come into this empty house to get her laundry. And come to find out the house was for rent, and it's the house I now live in. And that was 2 days after I called it forth. 2 days after I had visualized what I wanted, put it out to the universe, let the universe know that I was ready. And when I came into the house, excuse me, I need a drink real quick. Hold on. When I walked into the house, I just knew it was my house. I could feel it. The garden, everything about it was like, this is my dream home and this is where I really want to live, and I can just feel it. So I just kept putting that vibration out of, angels, bring it to me. I'm ready. I'm open. I'm ready. Like, bring it in. And it worked out to where everything flowed perfectly to where this house would become my home. So I say that because sometimes I see this with a lot of clients, and I get this from people all the time. They'll see a show of mine, or they'll meet me and they'll just be like, Tawnya, I feel so drawn to you. I just feel like my angels guided me to you, and I feel like you could help me so much, but I can't afford it. I can't afford to work with you. And I challenge these clients because the first test from my perspective is I feel like I'm here to empower others. I'm here to teach them how to fish. I'm not here to just give them the fish. I'm here to teach them how through my own aligned example. And so I'll encourage them and challenge them to really realize that if the universe brought me to them and they feel and sense that I could be a powerful influence and help them, then why would the universe not also support them and bring the financial support for that to happen? It's kind of like, whether you want to work with me as a healing client and as a mentor, or you want to be a massage therapist and go to massage school, if you have the desire to go and then you all of a sudden someone gives you a brochure for the massage school, then the universe will also give you the financial support. But here's where a lot of you mess up. You get right there, someone hands you the flyer, or in my case, they meet me and they're like, oh, I want to work with you. And we're right there together in the now. And then energetically, you go, oh, I can't afford you. I can't handle, I'm not ready. I don't have time. Whatever it is that you say. And then you create space and separation, and you push that teacher back into the universe, or you push that massage school or your dream car, whatever it is, you push it away from you vibrationally because now is it was right there next to you, and you said, I'm not worthy, I can't afford it, I can't have it. And the universe has to comply. The universe says, okay, you can't afford it, you can't have it, we'll just send it away again then. And then someone else that feels they're worthy will claim that. So it's important that you understand that as things come to you vibrationally, that you need to keep excited. You need to keep that sense of excitement. And when, like for me, when I wanted to have my dream car or this house that I'm in, I remember just like anytime I'd see a white Prius, I'm like, woo, my car is so close. It's coming closer. It's coming closer. And some of my friends maybe thought I was crazy. Like, what's she talking about? But I understand it. I get excited and it's like catching a fish. It's like it's on the line and woo, I'm reeling it in because it's coming in and I'm going to pull it right into my life. So as you're putting out these vibrations of expectation and really putting out to the universe what you desire, you need to keep that enthusiasm. And when you see someone, like you're asking for the love of your life, and you see a couple in front of you later that day at the movie, and they are just making out, and they seem happy, they're holding hands, and you're just like, wow, that's exactly what I want. Some of you will stay in alignment and just be like, oh my God, I'm so excited because that couple is mirroring to me what I'm ready for. It's coming. I can feel it. So you're reeling it in. You're reeling it in. But a lot of you, I observe, will go, oh God, look at those couple. I can't stand that. I can't stand seeing people make out because I don't have anybody. And so then you go into your energy of lack and you're angry and you don't even want to go to that party because those people are going to be kissing in front of you or whatever it is. And so basically you vibrationally are sabotaging yourself. So if you can see that, you can stop blaming others, you can stop being procrastinator, you can stop being a victim, you can stop suffering in every way, because I am here to challenge the heck out of you guys. Because if I can manifest my dream, if I can manifest the love of my life, which I did the day I asked for him, and I know my angels were working on him for a while because they let me know, but the day that I had left one relationship that was disrespectful and reminded me of my ex-husband and was like challenging me, like, oh, is this what you deserve, Tawnya? And as I had a conversation in my car with my angels out loud saying, heck no, I am done with that, and then thanked them for bringing me the one, I was like, I am ready. Bring him in. I'm ready for my beloved, the love of my life, the one that's here to support me, love me, my best friend, my playmate. And I just let it go. That night, I go to an art gallery to teach a law of attraction workshop, no less. And he shows up, and he was like what would I say? He's like an artist friend. Like we didn't really know each other very well, but we were acquaintances. There's the word. And he comes in, he's taking part in my workshop, and then afterwards asks me to dinner, and the rest is history. We are now happily engaged to be married, and the reason I say that is that that day I was putting out that vibration of I'm ready for this, and then he showed up that night. I remember I had an opportunity to go see a movie with my ex, which I knew was not my joy. It was not what I wanted, but it was kind of like I was still kind of in that place in between, kind of testing things out. And I had that chance to make a new choice and to walk a new path, and I chose it, and I am so grateful that I did. And I say that to you because you can absolutely manifest what you desire in a day. It can come so fast, but the reason it will come for some very fast and for others it seems like it takes forever is because of the unconscious parts that you're not acknowledging. If I unconsciously felt I wasn't worthy of my beloved, and then we went to dinner a few times, then the insecurities would start to bubble up. I would start to feel like I'm not worthy, so I would start to create situations that would cause chaos and tension and drama. And next thing, either I would break up or he'd break up with me, and we'd have tension. And so we really need to acknowledge that unconscious part, the wounded part, because that woundedness is what keeps us from our abundance, from our joy. So when we want that loving relationship, or we want that dream job, or we want to help others, like me on this show, this was something I put out to the universe and I was ready for it. And I was like, angels, I would love to reach millions of people. I would love to be able to run seminars and healing cruises and do life transformational seminars and events and spiritual healing retreats. Like that is what makes me excited. And bam, show opportunity comes along. And I know other doors are going to open. And it's not like a worry for me. It's just, I'm ready. I tell the universe I'm excited. And when the doors of opportunity come, I am going to reel that fish in because it's my time. It's what I desire. It's my manifestation and it's shown up. It's here for me. So if I can do this, then you guys can all do this. So I'm going to pause and see. Is there any questions, Amnon, so far, or any comments?
No.
Okay. Come on, guys. I know you have some questions. Write in if you do. Even if it's stuff like, tell me your vulnerability. Where are you stuck? Where is it that you're struggling, or share how you've also had these amazing moments where you've manifested and share that testimonial. So be brave and call in or write in, and I would love to connect with you. So, anyways, let's go back to the counterproductive parts of our unconscious mind. So, as we tune into that unconscious part of ourself and we work with someone that can help us to heal that, we can really release that inner child woundedness, and that's going to really set everything into alignment. So I look at the positive affirmations and the vision boards and the creative visualization, like I said, is it's like the pixie dust that we're sprinkling on that canvas. And I look at the unconscious aspects that we need to clear as the magical wand. So, what many I feel have been working on is they've been putting a lot of pixie dust, like sprinkling it all over their canvas, but their canvas is all muddy and it's all messy, and there's just all this stuff there that's, tension and fear. And what needs to happen is they need to fairy magical wand over that canvas, clear it, and then sprinkle that pixie dust. Because as you clear that unconscious stuff that's getting you stuck, you're going to manifest so fast. I assure you, you will be blown away how fast you will manifest your goals, dreams, and desires. So I just want you to kind of think about that for a little bit and tune in, and just this week for kind of like a homework for you would be to just be aware of the thoughts that are unconsciously held within you. Be aware of your belief systems that limit you. Your limitations are self imposed. Some people don't feel the same limitations that you do, and that's why they are not living in a limited experience. But those of you that say that there's only this much, or that it has to happen in this way, that is a limited way of looking at life. And so, therefore, again, law of attraction is in effect, and the universe has to comply with what you're putting out vibrationally. So, if you're not liking the effects of what you're creating right now, be honest about it and dare to try another way. Dare to tune in and be vulnerable and really look at the aspects that you're not wanting to deal with in yourself. Look at that part of yourself that, relationships come along and you sabotage them constantly. Why is that? What is that inside of you that's causing that to happen? Look into that, because it could be that wounded child, age 4, parents are fighting, telling you who to go live with. You don't know what to do. You're insecure and you take it all very personally. You think that you're unlovable. You think that you're a bad person, you're a bad girl, or you're a little bad boy. And you may think it's not a big deal, but it's been affecting you your entire life. So look at that. Look at your relationships. If you keep seeing a pattern, dare to look into the parts of yourself that need to be shifted.
Tanya.
If you're, go ahead.
I
Do
did.
you have a question?
Yeah, Tom is saying, I've worked on calling it in, but then it doesn't happen. How do I stay focused?
That is actually a really good point. Thank you for saying that. Um, that is most of the, like what my angels say. They say literally, you humans need to focus more. And so it's really, it's not that we're not good at manifesting. We are. But here's the thing. Let's say Tom's wanting to manifest a new car, his, dream car. We'll just call it a Porsche 911 because that's like a dream car that I love. So let's say he's wanting this Porsche 911. He sees them everywhere and he's like, "Oh, I love that car. I really want it." But then he gets near it, and deep down, he believes he's not worthy of it, or it's silly. I don't need one. This is ridiculous. It's other people's belief systems start to affect him, and he just pushes that car away energetically. And then he's worrying because he sees the car, but then he goes into, oh, I can't afford it. I don't think that I could ever have a car like that. Who am I to think that? So here's the deal. If you want that car, you have to clear all of that belief system that tells you you're not worthy. You have to clear all that belief system that tells you you can't afford it. And you don't worry about how you're going to afford it. You just thank the universe for bringing it to you and for taking care of the details. And then you watch how it magically all starts to be orchestrated in your favor. The universe will work things out in your favor. Now, I do feel it's wise to put in there that I would like to manifest this if it is for my highest well being. There's a wisdom in that because sometimes we can bring anything to us. Sometimes that whole saying of, ooh, my scarf's falling off, that saying of be careful what you wish for is true. It's like sometimes, we need to know ourselves. I feel like the most important part of manifestation is our clarity. You need to have a clear intention and have a clear understanding of what it is that you really love, what makes you happy, and why you want that. Like, if I know that being in nature makes me really happy and I just feel at peace, I feel at ease, and I would love to work with clients and teach yoga trainings in nature, that's going to be a really beautiful thing for me. So the universe is going to totally help me and bring that in for me. But if I want something that's maybe a life that could cause me a lot of stress and a lot of chaos, but I want it because of my ego wants to, seem like it's more valuable, then the universe may try to bring you other things to show you what really is best for you. And that's where we need to discern and really have a clear intention. And that's where it's important to really know yourself. Like, get to know yourselves. Look in the mirror and look into your own eyes and tell yourself you're good enough. Tell yourself, you know what? I love you and you are good enough. You're worthy. And that may sound silly and maybe you don't want to do it in front of your buddies, but do it anyways on your own. And it is powerful. Like, I work with clients all the time with this, and it's really profoundly powerful. But we need to be able to tune in and really know our clear intention. So it's not about can you manifest, because if Tom, say, wants that car, but he doesn't get it because he thinks he's not good enough and he doesn't can't afford it, he's a very powerful manifester because he keeps not making that car come to him and he keeps focused on the lack and he keeps getting it. So this is what we need to watch, is that when we hold our focus and we hold that focus, this is, I am ready for that. I am ready for that. I am ready for that. And it's coming. Oh, it's coming. It's getting closer. And I'm pulling it in. I'm pulling it in. That focus is how we pull it to us. If we're over here and we're like, oh, I want to be in better shape, I want to be healthy. And like for me, example, I'm a trainer and a fitness instructor. So for years, I've had students come in, they're like, I want to be in better shape. I want to lose 20 pounds. I want to, feel better about myself. And they'll say that and they'll come for like 2, 3 classes. And then they go back to over here and they're complaining and they're stressing and they're overworking. And then they go overeat and they complain and they're like, oh, I'll never lose weight. And it's not that they're not powerful. They go back and they gain weight and they create a life of suffering and stress because that's where they're focusing. That is where they're holding their focus. They give more of their attention to this part of their life that they don't like, and so they're manifesting it like crazy. If they could just shift and hold that focal point on what they desire, they would manifest that like crazy. So it's not about like who's worthy of having money and who's not. It's not like the government has anything to do with that, or that our neighbor has anything to do with that, or that where we were born has anything to do with that. But what you think about yourself and what you vibrationally align with has everything to do with that. So you holding that vibration and maintaining your alignment is the most important thing. when I see people, clients that say, Tanya, I'd like to work with you, but I can't afford it. And then I see them posting stuff on Facebook of these cute new high heels they got and they're going out clubbing and oh, I got so tore up, drunk. I mean, I'm just being honest because I see it all. And then they're like, "Oh, Tanya, I'd totally love to like get more spiritually aligned, but I gotta go get drunk later and I gotta spend my money on that." So here's the thing. If you truly desire a powerful, aligned spiritual life, you have to do the work and you have to show up and you have to honor and value it. You need to honor those teachers. I've had clients that come and they just think that they should be able to get my services for free because I'm assisting them with healing. But I'm just like, if you went and I worked for you, I worked at Target and you wanted me to work 5 hours, you wouldn't expect me to show up and work for free. And so if I'm assisting you as a healer, why would I be assisting you for 3 hours and you think it should be for free? And it's just something that we need to change in our perspective and I feel like we need to start honoring those that are here to really help us. And we need to start honoring that for ourselves. Like, if I don't put any value into my own health and my own spiritual alignment, who the hell is going to, right? And so the people that are out there that are struggling, and maybe some of you are relating to this, you're like, dang it, Tanya, like, I don't really want to know that I'm the one that needs to shift that. Like, it's so much better to just blame people. But I'm just going to be honest with you. If you tune in and do your work, if you come and you start putting yourself around mentors that you see living a life that you would like to live like, put your energy around those people. Ask them questions, work with them, and watch how your life is going to change. If you want to keep it exactly like it is and you want to keep suffering and struggling, keep hanging out with a bunch of drunk people and a bunch of people who are getting high and that are, numbing out. And I'm not judging it because it's really your life, it's your creation. But where you're putting your focus is what you're creating. The energies, the people you hang out with every day, it's affecting you vibrationally. So be really mindful. Like, what is it you want to create? If you're ready to create a more healthy, peaceful life, you might need to leave the club. Just, maybe go there occasionally, but really look at the balance of where you're putting your time, your energy, your money, your focus, and shift it to where you want to go. And if you can hold that focal point long enough, you're going to manifest it. And this is why it's powerful to work with a soul coach or an intuitive healer like myself because we're going to help you. I have clients who I've worked with for over a year and I see them once a week. And their lives have shifted in amazing, profound ways because they come and they're excited to work with me. They're like, Tanya, I feel excited. I feel inspired. I feel pumped up when I'm around you. And it's like I get ammunition for the rest of my week because they go out into their week with awareness, with understanding and wisdom. And then they come back and they share what they're learning and we bounce things off of each other. So those clients have amazing transformation. And then I have clients that I'll see once every maybe year, maybe once every 6 months, and they have transformation, but it seems slower. They seem to come and take a drink of the spiritual, the elixir of life, and then they go right back to that land of lack. And then they come and they want to drink, and they say, "Oh, it feels so good to be in your energy, Tanya. It feels so good to be in this space." But then they go right back to the lack and the limitation. So I don't really judge any of it. It's just observation and it is what it is. But I do know that I'm here to help with an amazing global shift in consciousness. And that's going to start by when I'm working with these one on one clients to this show where I'm speaking to each of you. It is going to make a difference when each of you take your own power back, when you each are accountable for your own actions, your own thoughts, your own energy, your own vibration, and you start to really care about that. When you really start to care about your peace and your health and your spiritual alignment, then everything is going to work out for you. Everything's going to shift in amazing ways when you find your alignment. But as long as you keep focused on the lack and the fear and the problems and the stress, that's what you're going to get. It's just that is the law of attraction. What you focus on, you draw to you. So, anyway, any other questions?
Yeah, we have actually, there are two of them. First of all, Tom is saying again, if I call something, if I call something in, is it possible for something else to be the result? How would I know that result?
Okay, so what I'm feeling like he's saying is if you say you want to manifest something, and then you do manifest something, but it comes in a form you weren't expecting,
He wants a
then
Porsche 911 and he's getting a Ford Escort.
okay. So sometimes this is where it's good to just keep the focus and also to really tune into your own true desires because if you truly desire something and you hold that focus and you've cleared the unconscious part of yourself that keeps sabotaging, then it's going to come in. However, be open to the universe and how it will deliver. I'll give you a good example of this. I've had clients that will say, I want extra financial abundance, I want extra wealth. And then they will say, but I'm going to have to work. I'm going to pick on my beloved because I adore him, but he says this a lot. So he'll say, there's overtime and I'm going to have to work more overtime. And I'm like, baby, that's great. And I'm grateful that there's overtime for you. But if you're tired, just thank the universe for bringing in extra abundance in magical ways, like to surprise and delight you. And he'll just look at me kind of like, what the hell are you talking about? Because in his mind, he really feels that his job, his main place of employment, is the only way that financial abundance will really come. And I feel like that's changing in him. I feel like he's really shifted that a lot because I keep kind of nudging him to just be more open. And life does take care of us. Like abundance will come in magical ways. But that's an example. If you really feel that your good can only come from one source, then that's going to limit the way the universe can deliver to you. So if you are, let's say you're a married woman and you really want to have extra financial abundance and you have a husband that's very controlling with money and that is your situation and you don't ever feel like you have any money and even though it's coming in it's not yours and so you think your only good comes from your husband. You don't have a job, you don't have any other ways that financial abundance can come to you. And so then you start to suffer because you feel like the world doesn't give to you. There's not enough. That's not true. It's actually true that there's plenty of abundance. This is an infinite abundant universe, and there's amazing infinite possibilities. But if you could open the moonroof of your mind to believe that your goodness you desire can come to you, then it will come to you. If you, let's say, when I moved into this house, I moved in and there's blue carpeting everywhere, and I was just like, wow, it's kind of dated. And I can visualize in this room, it's going to be a yoga studio, and wood floors are going to be here. I just see it, and I didn't worry about it. I just was like, angels, thanks for bringing some wood floors. That's going to be awesome for my yoga studio. And then just, a few weeks passed and I just felt like I'm just going to drop it to my landlord and be like, hey, Chris, what would you think of getting some wood floors? If we were to get someone to help us do the work, would you get the wood floors for us? And he thought about it. And a couple weeks later, I come home and there's a stack of boxes in my garage of wood flooring. And then we had a friend of the family, Haney, he came along and he totally put most of the floors in and then taught my beloved how to finish the job. So I literally just focused on the wood floors. I did help pull a few staples out of floor and kind of clean up some of the scraps, but otherwise I did none of the work. And I had gratitude and, I brought treats for the people that were helping and had so much gratitude. But the reason I say that is that I just saw wood floors. I visualized them and then I thanked the universe. I got an intuition to just ask about it and mention it. I did. I visualized it working out and it did work out. And then someone came along that was good at this stuff and put them in for us just for some beers and lunch. And basically, my wood floors came to me. So that's an example of how you could want something and you don't need to really be in charge of how it's going to come. Just put it out to the universe that you're ready for it and let it come in. If you want love and affection and your husband gives you none, it may challenge you that it's time to let go of that person or that situation because you're going to stay suffering and miserable if you stay attached somewhere where it is not bringing you what you desire. This is what will probably cause a lot of you to sabotage your own success because you want things and then you become afraid of what you may lose if you were to go for the things you really want. Sometimes we have to let go of things. We have to shake the etch a sketch to empty to where we can recreate a new picture. So sometimes we want a new dream job. We are going to have to leave that job we hate so that we can have room to align with that job that we love. And a lot of you stay stuck for too long. You stay in the jobs you hate because you're waiting for some miracle to come along that will just, magically take you to the new job. But sometimes there is that period where you need to walk away from something to create space for the new dream to come to you. So there's a lot of factors, and I would say the most important aspect of manifestation is to really know thyself, to understand your clarity of intention, and to keep your focus. And as you do, you're going to have the intuitions. Another aspect of creation that I want to chat with you about is inspired inspired action. So when we want something, like for instance, if I wanted to do this show and I got an idea of what to talk about in the show, but then I was like, maybe I'll do that later. And I just wait, weeks go by, and I don't talk about what that inspired feeling that came over me. Then I miss that opportunity, and it may come again or it may not. But it's important that as we get the inspiration and it strikes us, that we go for it, that we actually take steps to put that into action right away. And this is that part of a lot of people where they have a fear of success or a fear of failure. Some of you are afraid of trying because what if you mess up? And that's from your inner child. That's from that child that dropped the eggs coming in from the grocery store and mom freaked out, and then you're like, "Oh God, I can't do anything right. I'm a failure." And it seems subtle, but internally, vibrationally, you keep playing that game and you keep playing that record in your mind. So that's the unconscious part you need to clear. And you need to realize that as you go and try things, you're going to learn and you're going to grow and you're going to evolve. And that feels amazing. Like if I was waiting and this show opportunity came along and I was like, well, I don't know if I'm good enough yet. I don't know. Like, what if people don't like me? And I could have done that and I could have pushed it away. No, I'm not ready. Like, give me 6 more months. And maybe the opportunity would come back in 6 months, or maybe it wouldn't. But what I've learned to do is not be afraid and just go, whoa, I was just telling the universe that I wanted my own show and that I would like to reach millions of people and help them. And this freaking opportunity just came along. Can you believe that? And I say, heck yes. And I reeled that sucker in. And then as I'm going on my walk yesterday, I get the inspiration of exactly what I meant to talk about today. And so it's just learning to live in the now, to really be present and really trust that whatever you need is going to come in, and just trust your intuition, trust that time when inspiration strikes, go in the direction of what it's telling you to do. Take action right away. If you're feeling like, I really want to work with Tawnya, I want to figure out what all is going on in me and I'm ready to change my life, don't go and just ignore this and then, oh, I'll talk to her in 6 months, maybe in a year, because that's exactly the sabotage that you do. So we got to stop doing that. If you're feeling inspired to write a book, get in there and start writing some pages on that book today and watch how that turns into a book one day. So really take the action and trust in your abilities and work with a coach or someone that can help you clear that unconscious stuff that is really sabotaging you. It's really important. All
Really?
right. Any other questions? Hey, it's 444. I saw that last week. Same thing. It's so funny. Anyway, any other
Yeah,
questions?
Gabby in Texas saying,
Gabby, my old friend from Texas. Awesome.
what would you recommend when you feel like you are ready to shift and keep calling it, but your significant other is not synced into the same positive phase?
Alrighty. So that's exactly what I was talking about. We cannot be in charge of other people's vibration. We are only in charge of our own. So, what can be a tricky thing is when we're with a partner, it could be a best friend, a lover, and we're really excited and they're just kind of a downer. Like, they're just like, oh, there's not enough, and they talk about all the time. I lived this, so I'll say I was in a marriage where I heard there's not enough all the time, and it started to really piss me off. After a while, I was just like, enough already. Like, it is an infinite universe. Like, let's just stop talking about the lack, for God's sakes. And when you're around that energy, it will wear you out. If you're not really aware, it will start to subtly come in like a record in your own mind. So it's really important that you can challenge the love in your life or your best friend and go, hey, I love you. And let me just point out something. Are you open to hearing? Okay, so when I'm talking about how excited I am for our future and you're telling me that there's not enough, do you understand how frustrating that is? And do you understand the laws of attraction? Do you understand how that is vibrationally sabotaging the goals? And are you willing to work on that? So, for example, with Gabby, she might encourage her beloved to watch this video later and just say, I really love what Tanya's saying about this, and I really feel like I'm ready to manifest some goals of mine. And would you be willing to watch this show with me? And what do you think about that? And you can tune in and get a feeling about where they are consciously, like where their consciousness is and how open they are. And that's going to help them, and it's going to help you see where you guys are vibrationally together. Now, energy is always expanding and moving. So we are energy. We're a soul that's in a human form and we're constantly evolving and growing. So if I one day am vibrationally aligning with my beloved, and it's amazing, like with my ex-husband, we were at some points together. And then I started to go in this new direction and he didn't want to go. And I kept saying, come on, catch up, let's go. And he'd be pulling back, nope, not going. And so what happened in my situation is, and it was a lot more than this. I mean, there's a lot to why I would leave a relationship of that long, but I ended up leaving just because I knew it was going to cause me suffering to stay in that heaviness, and it wasn't worth it to me anymore. I knew that I needed to expand, and he was either going to come with me or I was going to go regardless. And so I'm not saying go leave your husband or anything, but it really is something to pay attention to because when we're co-creating with another, their energy is important and it affects us just like we affect them. So this is why I caution clients, I just tell them to be very mindful of who they share sacred space with, who they join their energies with, because you're going to basically affect each other vibrationally. So, encouraging your love to read books about the laws of attraction or read them together or maybe take a workshop or watch this video, that can be helpful just to see where they're at. And if he really doesn't want to go to those places and he wants to stay in lack and fear and it's stressing you out and it doesn't feel good anymore, that's going to be an important choice for you to make at that point. And I would say that's for anything. You could be working at a job and at one point it felt really good to be at that job. And then now all the people around you just seem to be negative and they're just always talking about the lack and the fear, and you just feel like you just worry and you feel sick to your stomach on Sunday night because you got to go to work on Monday. That's a really good time to start tuning into your own vibration. This is, I would say, spirit will come talk to us in those subtle feelings when we feel something's a little bit off or icky. It is so important to tune into that. Tune into what is off, what feels gross to me, what feels heavy to me. Why am I feeling this feeling? This is knowing yourself. This is you doing your own work and then tuning in what's going on in me right now? What's going on vibrationally inside of me? And what am I ready for? What am I ready to take action on to help my own soul maintain its alignment? So, really, Gabby, I would say your most important priority is your own alignment, your own spiritual health and alignment, and your happiness. And everything else is going to fall into place from that alignment. So, don't lose your alignment because your beloved has lost their alignment. And that's going to be something you have to really watch and stay tuned in, because really we could blame our loss of alignment on anybody. I could say my neighbor is really mean to me and flipped me off today and god damn it, and then I'm all angry, and really that neighbor being angry has nothing to do with me. I'm just like, wow, she's really angry. I can send her love and then I'm happy. I go back and start planting flowers. So it's really up to us, like, how do we take that energy? Do we take it internally and we think we're bad? If we do, this is a part of the unconscious woundedness inside of you. And it is a beautiful moment that has arrived to help you to heal and to find that alignment. So don't ever feel bad if things get really gross and yucky in your life and you just feel like what many call the dark night of the soul and you just feel confused and lost and something just doesn't feel right. Be excited about that because that means something is bubbling up to the surface. Some part of you you've kept very well hidden, it's coming up. And if you just allow it to come up and you look at it and you face it, you can clear it out vibrationally. And then you can align with everything you really want, everything you desire to create will be possible. So, any other questions? I hope that helped, Gabby.
It's all yours, nothing else.
Okay. So, yeah, I hope that helps you, Gabby. I am going to offer everybody that's watching today, I'm going to do a 24-hour offer, and I'm not very salesy person, but I've just observed how, like, I tend to be pretty easygoing girl and just like, oh, just call me when you're ready. Let me know when you're ready. But I feel that sometimes people need a little nudge. And so, what I felt today on my walk come through me as an inspiration is in the next 24 hours. So if you contact me before midnight tomorrow, I'm going to offer anybody that contacts me a half off session. So you can either have one session with me or you could sign up for 3 sessions. Whatever package deal you go for, I will give you a 50% discount, one time only, because this is my nudge for you to come and connect with me and let me help you. So if you've been using the excuse that I can't afford it or I don't know, I don't have enough time, it's time for you to stop that and really look into, do you feel like you're ready? Are you ready for shifts? If you are, I'm going to generously offer you that discount, and I know that it's going to help you in amazing ways. And then if you feel it's helping you in amazing ways and you want to continue to work with me, so be it. But I just want to offer that to any of you that would like it. And you can pretty much go to my website. I think they can see my website, right, Amnon, when they're on the show?
Yes,
I
right
think
down there.
so.
Yep.
Okay. Well, it's basically the Tawnya Angel, Tawnya, Angel 555.com, and it's my angel blog. And if you can, well, I know you can, I would encourage you to go to that angel blog and go and follow me, because anytime I have an offer or I have some new spiritual inspiration come through, I share it on that angel blog. So if you can take a moment and just go follow me on there, and as well as follow me on YouTube under the Tanya Love. I think it's just under Tanya Love. You can find my name, and then follow me. That's how you'll keep in touch with me. And so that way, in case today you just randomly came across this show, that'll keep you in touch with me. And I would love to work with you. I would love to assist you. I can assist you with angelic auric clearings remotely and in person. I can do soul coaching over the phone or over Skype, and it's really powerful, and I love what I do. It's my passion to help others really step into their power and to live liberated lives. And I've had so many clients that I've worked with, like New Jersey, Texas, you name it. I've connected with clients remotely and they've had amazing profound shifts. So I'm going to offer that for all of you. And just to kind of get our show to a conclusion here, I'm going to encourage you all this week to really go into nature more and be quiet, because a lot of you, you're not going to be able to know what that inspired part of yourself is in all the busy, loud places that you hang out all the time in this chattery world. So do give yourself a, I cannot talk right now. Do yourself a favor and go into nature and just have some quiet time with spirit, and just go for a walk and tune in and talk to your angels. Even if you're kind of new to the concept, you have angelic assistants, just ask them to show you they're there. Ask them for signs and ask them to illuminate your path, to show you the path to your highest well-being. Thank them for bringing you the teachers and the helpers and the assistants, and thank them for clearing your path of all the obstacles and clearing your body of all the fear and insecurities. And watch what happens as you start to really ignite this energy and this dialogue with spirit. Your life is going to change in amazing ways, and who knows, maybe one day you'll be leading a show inspiring others. So, really tune in and feel, what's my passion? What is it that I'm ready to do? What is it I'm ready to manifest? And what do I need to do to get there? And then listen to that intuition and take the action to make that change, because no one's going to take it for you. And if you keep focusing where you've been, you keep focusing on the lack, you keep focusing on the fear, you're going to keep getting it. So dare to shift that focus and dare to really know and trust that you are worthy right now and that you deserve amazing goodness. You can make it happen, you can manifest it, you can call it in, but you need to clear out this stuff unconsciously that's telling you otherwise. So I want you to just be really aware this week, like pay attention to your thoughts when you're out and about and you're just excited about something and then you get in that still place where, some opportunity just came and then the inner chatter is like, oh my God, I don't think I'm worthy. Oh my God, I'm so freaked out. Like, what if they don't like me? I don't think I'm ready. And so this like panicky dialogue will start to happen. I want you to just catch that and pay attention to it. Don't argue with it or, try to make it not happen, but just observe that chatter inside of you and get to know, like, wow, there's that ego, there's that wounded part of myself. I'm ready to clear that. Okay, not true. Now, coming back to self love, I am worthy. I am ready. I am beautiful. I am deserving. And so I want you to focus on that shift through your week. That's some baby steps you can take. And then if you're ready to have an intuitive healer help you in amazing ways, contact me and we'll work together. So I just want to,
Let's
yep,
see if you
go ahead.
have time to answer one quick one.
Sure, go for it.
Maestro is asking, what about things that you can't see that are in your field, like your
What,
past?
okay, what was the question?
What about things that you can't see that are in your field? I don't know.
That are in your field?
Yeah, things you can't see but they're in your field, like your past. Or
Oh,
he's asking
okay.
your past.
Yes. Okay, so that's a great example of the unconscious aspects that need to be addressed. So you may have things that you can't even remember, but you feel them come up vibrationally because you have issues with abandonment. You have issues with um, betrayal. You have issues with not being good enough. And so this, even if you can't remember where the trigger happened, and it most likely happened in your past, you can feel how it keeps coming around as a record. Like it's a pattern that plays out. So if your relationships keep going bad because you have a fear of abandonment, then you most likely are causing drama to push those people away before they can push you away. That would be a good example of how you can see, like, once you want to be awake and really look at your own life, you could be like, wow, I've caused all that chaos and damage, and I forgive myself, and I forgive my parents, I forgive my mom for abandoning me, or whoever. However, you took that situation, forgiving it and releasing it, and then you can be really honest with yourself about that. You can see, like, wow, I've had this going on for a long time, and I'm ready to clear that away. I'm deserving. I'm lovable. I am enough. I'm worthy. I deserve a beautiful relationship. I deserve someone who is going to be there for me. And then you can call that in and say yes to it. Because some of you, you've called things in when you really want them, they come close, and then you think you're not worthy of them, and you will push those people away. And that's part of the journey. It's part of our learning and how we grow. And there's a lot to be done in forgiveness where forgiveness doesn't mean we have to go hang out with people that hurt us. But I have learned the power of forgiveness is something, it's a gift that you give yourself because if another person really hurts you and they betray you, that's about them. It's not about you. It's about you vibrationally, and it's something that you need to clear because they're like an actor that came along to poke you in that wound so that they'd bring it to the surface and help you see it. So when we can see these characters in our movie, like little actors that come along just to help us see our stuff, we don't have to take it so personal and be so angry at them. We can just be like, wow, thanks for helping me see that. Like, dang, I hope that doesn't come again. And so we clear that vibrationally. And then next time, after we've cleared it, we're like putting out that vibe that we'd like to have a beloved come into our life. And they come, and this time we don't sabotage things. We don't go and align with people who we can clearly tell don't love us or respect us. And that's a big part of it. If you're someone that's got abandonment issues, ironically, you'll go and make alliances with people who will abandon you. If you're someone who has energy issues with betrayal, ironically, you will go hang out with the very people that you can tell right away, like, I just don't trust them. And I had to learn the hard way about that. And what you need to do is just learn from it, clear it, forgive yourself, forgive them, forgive your parents. Like, so many of us have a lot of woundedness that we attach to our parents, and it's time to forgive that, because in order to be empowered and liberated, you got to take away all the blame. You got to take away everyone you're blaming. Stop blaming God. Stop blaming the government. Just take that focus of that pointed finger and just turn it boop right there and go look in the mirror and just get to know yourself and get to know what's going on inside of you and heal that and clear that and just watch the most beautiful life that you will manifest with that alignment. So, again, thank you guys so much. Is there any other questions, Amnon, before we say goodbye?
No, Tigger is saying, oh, that is a script from the past.
Nice. Yes. Pay attention to those scripts from the past because it's important to clear those. The past is over. This morning I literally woke up and I was just looking at my beloved and just looking around the house and my room, and it was just one of those moments like you're just like happy, and I was just so grateful, and I'm looking at him and I was just like, I am so happy with this moment. And this song by Jordan Sparks, it was in my mind. If you guys want to Google it later, but it's a song by Jordan Sparks called This Is My Now, and I shared it on Facebook after, but that song was playing in my mind and I was just looking around and it's like, this is my now. The past is over. And we don't need to play those records of the past anymore. We don't need to carry around that baggage of the people that hurt us. Let it go. Learn from it. If you're going to do anything with the energy of your past, take it in as a gift. Keep the wisdom, keep the love, and let the drama go. Let all the pain go. Heal yourself, clear yourself of all that past pain, and just start to see how far you'll soar and take off when you become lighter. We all need to lighten up. Like so many of us that are struggling on this planet is from sometimes lifetimes of pain that we're carrying around. It's time to clear that pain. And that is what I have given my soul mission on this planet. That is my dedication, is to assist any souls who are courageous enough to do their work and to stop procrastinating. I am here to help you. So make that step, take it, stop procrastinating, and watch how your life becomes exactly what you're ready for it to be. And you're the one in charge. You are absolutely the one that is powerful and capable and can do this. So thank you guys so much. I look forward to tuning in next week, and I hope you all have a beautiful and blessed day. Namaste.
You are tuned to the Nissan Communications Network. Our weekly lineup of call-in programs includes Computers 2K Now with Amnon Nissan, Health In with Debbie Bruck, Breaking Free with Marilyn Shannon, Lessons of Vietnam with NCVVI members, The Tawnya Love Show, Reawaken Your Brilliance with Julie Seibert, and if you tuned in too late, you can always watch each program in its entirety or download an MP3 audio file of it at www.nissancommunications.com. Sponsored by Atomus.com, makers of quality video recorders and converters for professionals. That VidBlasterGuy.com, CarolinaApparel.com, and DeltaForce.net.